Amber. I'm hanging out by one of the windows. Welcome to Myombe Reserve. We are hanging out with gorillas. I can see Whimsy from where I am. She is our 8-year-old who turned 8 yesterday. But Mom and Dad are out here too. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to throw out some snacks, and then I'm going to come back down and tell you all about them.
I guess we made it for gorilla talk. What time even is it? Oh, go for it. For it.
You know, this way.
I wonder if she knows because that thing's up there. I wonder if she knows.
Oh, she knows?
Yep,
Yeah,
she
she's
knows.
waiting for the food comes. She's like, I'm here. Oh, Mommy and Daddy's coming. Oh, cool. Andre. He just kind of sat down there. Like hours later.
Oh, look, there's a way big one.
Apples? Oh, that was, yeah.
Look, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. Papa, there's 2 of them.
There's 3. There's 2 other ones over there.
Yeah, I said there's 3.
Yeah.
There's 3.
No. I want a steak.
Like, really? You don't eat this. Oh, now there are 2 then. There's 2 of them now.
Pink butterfly. He's like, get away from me.
I'm not going to steal your apples, dude.
Oh, down with the thing.
Where'd this girl go? She went to the left. No, she went to the left.
It's like Easter egg hunt. Pick up all the pieces of apple.
She's like, yeah, this is a better view for the picture. He's like, I'm not sharing. They're all mine.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, welcome. Yep, so Whimsy is gathering up everything she can, and she's going to continue to do so because here comes her mom. So in the world of gorillas, they are foragers, which means walk, find food, eat, walk, find food, eat, sleep, walk, find food, eat, sleep. It's kind of like you would have seen her. So there's lots of walking, eating, and resting. As they eat, I know you want Tinga, the mom, to be like, baby, have everything. That's not how it works. Especially as the kids get older, because these kids need to learn how to survive in nature, which means they need to be tough. So there is going to be a little competition for food. You are going to see a little competition between the 2 of them. They're also, if you notice, picking up different food items. So I threw peppers, and I threw what's called primate chow. Primate chow is like veggie granola bar. These animals eat between 30 and 40 pounds of plant matter a day, both in zoos and in nature. They have an extra long digestive tract. They have about 30 feet more intestines than you do because they have to be able to process all that plant matter. So they're going to eat all day long. And you can see Tinga, the mother on the right, is picking up all those little pellets, where Whimsy, the little girl on the left, is just gathering as much as she can in her arms to hold. Jim in the background, there's a very good reason. If you saw me toss him a lunch bag, and if you can't see him, Whimsy's going to try and take all her stuff up the tree. That's a good plan, but I think you got too much. Jim, who's on the other side, he's our dad in this group, so we have mom, dad, daughter. And he is used to, so let's pretend for a minute that I took all the food and threw it everywhere. These 2 girls are a lot faster than him. They will run around and they will eat all of the food. And there will not be much much left for Jim. Jim needs to get the amount of food that is meant for Jim. So, on purpose, I took the girls' food and spread it everywhere so that they would come down, get some activity, spread out, do the normal behavior. But Jim's portion I put in a paper bag and threw straight to him so that he would have a chance to work on it. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go try to steal from him, because they might. Good luck, kiddo. And your mother likes to climb that tree too. So we'll see how that goes. So like I said, they eat between 30 and 40 pounds of plant matter a day each day. So they are eating all day long. This morning they got romaine lettuce and kale, and I don't really see a scrap of anything left out there. They also get branches. They do like to eat those oak trees, so they're working on that. They eat lots and lots of different foods, but they're all plant-based. You see that nice rear end, Tinga. Very cute. If you've been here in the past and you've seen bigger gorillas, if you've seen different gorillas, these gorillas have been here for about 5 weeks. They came to us from the Jacksonville Zoo. So we will have Tinga, the female who's sitting at the base of the tree. She will be a mom again in the future. Not right now, she's on birth control, but in the future, the plan is for her to have more kiddos here with us, with Jim. Our boys went to Jacksonville, so it was a complete flip-flop. At Jacksonville, they have another family group of 9, and in that group, they've got a couple little boys that are about to meet a bachelor group, which if you're familiar with our last group, that's what we had. We had a dad and 2 kids. So here's how it goes if you're a gorilla kid. You nurse and eat solid food till you're 6 or 7 years old. And at 7 or 8, you are reproductively capable. So the line between kid and college is very, very thin. And when you hit reproductively capable, you are out of the group. For females, that means they might find a male who comes by and is like, hey baby, and they start a new troop together. Or a whole troop might come by and be like, we need a babysitter, you want to come be a babysitter? And they do that. But for little boys, they look for a bachelor group, a big roving group of male gorillas. Usually there's a couple of silverbacks, all different ages, usually from age 7 all the way up to late teens, early 20s. And in that group, they learn how to be a big gorilla and they learn what they want to do. At Jacksonville, in their group of 9 gorillas, they have a couple little boys that are about to meet a bachelor group. So our bachelor group went to Jacksonville. Those 2 little boys will join it, and they will become a bigger bachelor group. Cool thing about bachelor groups, though, is everybody thinks that every animal wants to be in charge, and that's not how it works. You know from humans that not every human wants to be a parent, not every human wants to be in charge. And in bachelor groups of male gorillas, some of them never leave the bachelor group. They are like, this is how I want to live, this is what I want to do. Some of them would prefer to be solitary, so they go off on their own. Some of them will do what you think they're going to do, which is find a family, make a family, steal a family, do that. But my favorite ones are the ones that go up to a family group and are like, hey, Silverback, I want to hang out with your family. I will help you protect them. I will not mess anything up for you. Are you down? And if you're down, then all the hormones in the group drop, and you will see multiple silverbacks in a family group together, which is pretty cool stuff. So back to this group of gorillas. Tinga, who's walking around finding all the food she can, is 18 years old. Her daughter Whimsy is up in the tree. She's 8. Jim is 36. He's the one that's on the hill around the corner up to the left. And so they're relatively new to us. The Jacksonville exhibit they came from had walls and glass, so they were used to those things. But it did not have that big open amphitheater by the waterfall, so they had to get used to that. They had a train that came by their exhibit, but they did not have roller coasters or music or people screaming, so they had to get used to all those things. For the first week and a half or 2, they were inside the building, which if you look at that back wall, think of that as the house and this is the backyard. Inside the house, there are rooms for them that everything that separates people from animals is steel mesh. But we had people doors open so that all the sounds from out here could come inside. She's back and presumably ate everything. It's alright, she's a growing girl, she can do that. Now if you love seeing gorillas in zoos, if you love seeing gorillas in nature, one of the ways that you can help them is by recycling cell phones. I know that sounds weird, but there's a mineral that goes into small rechargeable electronics called coltan. It is mined from gorilla habitat, and it is recyclable almost to infinity. So the next time you get a new cell phone or a new electronic device, if you can recycle the old one, that helps out these animals enormously. As for our part in it, we work on the species survival plan, which is like genetic Tinder. We work with other zoos to make sure that if we are the backup plan to extinction, the animals that live here are genetically diverse and healthy. So we are moving animals around all the time with that goal in mind. We also have a nonprofit side that gives about $1 million a year to conservation projects that are happening around the world. When we go and visit those conservation projects, it's not us going out there and saying, I'm here to tell you what to do. When I've been out to our projects in Zimbabwe and South Africa, it's me going and saying, what do you need me to do while I'm here? So they send us out to anti-poaching patrol or training with the trainers or community outreach, whatever they need us to do is what we do. So if you do have gorilla questions, come see me. I'm hanging out. If you have questions about where to find the bathroom or where you should eat lunch, I can help with those too. If you're heading towards the waterfall, it is pretty, and you will see pretty things, but right now, because we're doing work on our chimp habitat, the exit is the only way. Where you came in is the only way out. Whimsy is pretty interested in people, so if she comes up and slaps the glass, she's playing with you. She's not trying to scare you. She's trying to play. They do communicate in lots of different ways. A lot of times people look at their faces and think they look angry. They have this really broad brow bone that looks like you guys when you crunch up your brow and you make an angry face at me. But for them, it's just how they keep the sun out of their eyes, and it's part of their skull. A lot of times, too, people look at their facial expressions and they think they look sad because they have a pout. A loose lip is a good thing on a gorilla. When they are not content, if you look at me for a second, they press their lips together like this. And if they're really not content, there's air behind it. So a loose lip or a pout on a gorilla is a good thing. All right, you guys, I'm going to put this mic down, let you enjoy some gorillas, follow them. I know they're way cooler than I am. And if you have questions, come see me. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Oh, look, he's rolling us back.
We have an enrichment program where we put things out that the animals can interact with. Those are, we call them clear. So they'll get a stick and reach inside and pull out.
Oh my gosh. Look how big he is. Okay. How much does he weigh?
He's about 350. If you're familiar with our last group, Bulingo was 450. So he was a little bit bigger, but he was also about half his age.
Oh my God. Is that about average size?
They range. It's about genetics, so it's kind of like us. If your dad was tall, then you might be tall. Same thing. Bulingo's grandfather was a big gorilla, so the idea that he got big is not surprising. Jim is about 350. That's a good size for a silverback male.
Wait, how big was his grandpa?
The other gorilla's grandfather was about 500 pounds.
How old are they when they're on
In zoos, you can see them, well, in nature, if you saw anybody over 30, I'd be surprised, because nature is awesome, but it's a lot of work. In zoos where they have no competition, no stress, preventative health care, those things make you live longer. So you can see males live into their 40s, 50s, females into their 60s, 70s. But that also means that you see things in zoos that you would never see in nature, like heart disease, arthritis, the same things that we see in older humans. Because those elevated ages for these animals, that's like saying that humans live to be 100. It happens, and it's hard to be 100 years old, and it's rare. Jimmy. So if you look at Jim's head, he has what's called a sagittal crest. His is a little bit different than some of the other gorillas, but if you imagine your skull with a bony mohawk down the middle of it, the muscles that work his jaw, if you look at me for a second, imagine I'm a shark. The muscles that work their jaw, there's big muscle mass here, and the muscles stretch over the top and connect to the jaw here. So that's how they get the power they have. When we give them walnuts, they throw them in their mouth to shell them. But they break branches in half. They're very, very strong. They're good at what they do. Here comes this girl. She's going to make a swipe. Decided better of it. That was probably smart, Kinga.
She's gonna go for it.
But she thought about it.